Treat your gut with kindness. This is what my 95 and 104-year-old grandparent always say to me. Today, I'm making a special bento inspired by them. One is vegan, and another one is non-vegan. I make two types so that everyone can enjoy together at the same table, because in our family, food represents love and kindness. This style represents how my grandparents have enjoyed their meals for decades. So let's start with bento for vegan. First, let's make cabbage roll filled with my original soybean paste. Cabbage and steamed soybeans are some of my grandpa's favorite. I wrap this creamy paste in soft cabbage leaves. My grandma always says, chew well. That's why I steam the cabbage and make the soybeans into gentle paste. Since I'm a bit old-fashioned, I personally love crushing the beans by hand. There's something so mindful about it. But I know most of you are busy, so feel free to use a blender or food processor to turn your steamed soybeans into smooth paste. My grandpa usually goes for regular cabbage, but today I'm choosing red. It reminded me of my grandma's wisdom about the power of colorful ingredient. I share more about that secret later in this video. To be honest, I didn't like soybeans much as a kid, but now they are my main plant-based protein. Knowing they're my grandpa's favorite and learning how to truly enjoy them from my sister, who is a dietitian, changed everything for me. I also make komatuna with fried tofu. It's very light and gentle to digest. This is a traditional Japanese home cooking style. You can still get good protein from the fried tofu, so it is healthy and satisfying. Next up is wakame gohan, or seaweed seasoned rice. This dish is incredibly popular in Japan, especially as a nostalgic part of school lunches. For me, it's a top 3 all-time favorite from my childhood. Even though it's simple, there's a little secret to making it perfectly fluffy and flavorful. First, soak the rice for at least 30 minutes before cooking. This ensures every grain becomes perfectly fluffy and absorbs that subtle ocean flavor. Second, add the seasoned wakame after the rice is cooked. By folding it in while the rice is still steaming, we can keep the seaweed's vibrant color and its fresh, crunchy texture. Next, the non-vegan dish. I marinate salmon in sakekasu and miso. As you may know, sakekasu contains some alcohol left from sake, but by cooking it this way, the alcohol evaporates and you can naturally enjoy the power of sakekasu. My grandparents love fermented food. I believe it's one of the secrets to their longevity. Now, let's make egg roll. This time, we make an egg roll using niboshi dashi. This is a recipe passed down from my grandma. She uses nourish often as dashi in daily meals. We also add chopped broccoli and soybeans inside. This egg roll is definitely not a conventional one, but it is healthy and makes me feel at home. This traditional marinated dish is called kasuke. If you try it, you'll be amazed by how incredibly aromatic it is. In fact, it's one of the most popular and delicious ways to incorporate the power of Sakekasu into everyday Japanese cooking. Now, let's shape our wakame gohan into onigiri. There's something so comforting about holding a warm rice bowl in your hands. The biggest secret is to use a gentle touch. Don't squeeze too hard. Packing a bento is like a meditation. Even though these two bento use different ingredients, the intention is the same: to nourish the body with gratitude. My grandparents say we eat with our eye first, so the colors are just as important as the nutrition. I hope these ideas bring a bit of peace into your kitchen. Which one would you try first? Let me know in the comment. Thank you for watching. See you. またね